YouTube, what is going on? My name is Nostalgia FPS, aka Kip, and in today's video, we're playing some Black Ops 6 here before Christmas and the New Year. As you guys can see, I've got the diamond camo here on my XM4. So I've been playing this game quite a bit. I'm towards the end of Prestige 2. Been using a little bit of snipers and assault rifles. Probably going to move on to SMGs pretty soon. But if you don't know about me, if this is the first time you've been on my channel, I'm a long-time Call of Duty player. I've been playing since PS3, swapped to Xbox when it became backwards compatibility for the older Call of Duty titles, and then now I am on PC. My favorite game is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, 2011. I have probably, 5 to 10,000 hours in that game, and I was pretty good at it. Since going to PC, I've swapped to keyboard and mouse, and I took a long hiatus on a lot of the aim trainers. Still play quite a bit of Kovacs, but I was a top 250, really top 200 aim labs player. I was Grandmaster 1, so I have really good aim, I would say, like in particular with tracking stuff. So Call of Duty titles are more target switching, which is not my strength. So I don't have the best like elite aim on Call of Duty, but my aim is still pretty good, I would say. My decision making and other stuff, that's up in the air. I'm not like a professional Call of Duty player or anything like that. So in this gameplay here, I get 76 kills. I think it's the most in the lobby, and I think it went 76 and 16 or something like that. But I have some high kill streaks on. Helo, Chopper Gunner, and Dreadnought, the AC-130. The AC-130 is really good in this game. God damn, I already voice cracked. I don't cut these videos at all. I just raw dog it. So if I voice crack a bunch, I'm sorry. So we're playing Hardpoint here on Skyline. I think this is probably the best map in the game. It reminds me of like a Black Ops 4 type map. It just kind of has the art style and stuff. Also, in this game, I'm not playing like the best enemies. You can see this guy doesn't even turn around to look at me. He just goes to the hard point. I wasn't reverse boosting or anything like that for this game. Although my KD is not very good on this game, and that's pretty intentional. But yeah, these guys weren't too good, and I think it was my first game on, so I was able to get something nice. But anyway, that's a lot of introduction to all this. I want to talk about my thoughts on Call of Duty Black Ops 6. So, the first thing I'll say is the prestige system. The prestige system being back in Black Ops 6 is awesome. Number one, it gives people something to grind for, just going through the levels, trying to look forward to something to unlock every time, even though there's prestige tokens. I think it's really cool that that system is back in the game, and it's a shame that Modern Warfare 2019 took that away. A lot of people like Modern Warfare 2019. I think it's an okay game, but it took away so many integral things to the Call of Duty franchise, and I really think that it was a huge detriment to the series. Of course, our first point here is the prestige system. So thankful, of course, to have that back. I think the level 1000 grind, somebody was saying it takes like 60 regular prestiges or something like that. So, I mean, if you get all the way up to level 1000, like you're props to you. You're gaming. I don't think I'll be doing that on this game, but just the fact that it's there is really cool. So moving a little bit more towards like the criticisms, I guess. Talk about skill-based matchmaking. I think if you're a good player, skill-based matchmaking doesn't matter too much because you have one game where you struggle, the next game or the next two games you're gonna do really well. Where skill-based matchmaking affects the people that are just average at the game, because every time they have a hard lobby, it's hard for them to bounce back, right? I think good players, you can't keep a good player down. Eventually, they're gonna adapt and find ways to win if you give them space. But these average players that struggle in lobbies, they're really just going to give up. They're going to stop playing the game. They're going to feel like they're not rewarded for their time and investment on the game. And it's a negative. I think that skill-based matchmaking is good for Activision's bottom line because the bad players who are interested in the skins and bundles and figuring out what this game is, they feel like they're good at it even though they haven't put any time into it. Like, it's going to help them sell stuff in the rotating store. But in general, I think it's a pretty malicious practice, and it sucks that it's so prevalent in this game. The other thing I was gonna say about just like the hand holding and like making bad players feel good, the eliminations system. So it's not called kills and assists anymore. It's called eliminations. If you get one shot on somebody and somebody else finishes them off, you know it can be at one damage that you put on somebody. You're getting 100 points and it's counting as a stat that's good for you. Like it's counting as a positive stat. I really don't like that system at all, and I think that it's kind of like an insult to the systems that happened before. Like even in games like Modern Warfare 3, you have to get 2 assists for it to count as a kill and use a specific perk, Hardline Pro. In this game, you just tap somebody and somebody else can finish them off and you feel like you did all the work there. That is really confusing to me. I don't like that practice at all. Um, the next thing I was gonna say is like the camo grind. I think it's really good. I think it's fun. I think it incentivizes people to play the game. We're going back to the positives. Sorry, I'm bouncing around here. So I think the camo grind is a good thing. Uh, I think the fact that there's zombies mastery camo, Warzone mastery camo, and multiplayer mastery camo is really cool, and I think that's a good thing for the longevity of the game. It's also like really cool that it's not just like skins and bundles and stuff that you have to buy. Like if you want to have a really cool skin, you can put a reasonable amount of time in and have something nice for, you know, your thumbnails or just when you hop on and play, there's a nice camo to look at. So now going into the negatives again, kind of trying to follow a format of positive, negative, just so I'm not just like shitting on the game. Um, Going into the negatives, I feel like the score streaks are really weak and they're pretty easy to be shot down. Also, right here, I think I get like a split quad feed. Yeah, I was kind of going in right there. They were not looking at me. That shows the enemies are kind of bad here. But I feel like the score streaks in this game are really hard to earn and they're not that fun. Like they're not that good. Like I'm using the 3 highest kill streaks and those ones are decent, but like the chopper gunner is really easy to shoot down. Um, the AC-130 is not that hard, or I get that guy by shooting his blast trap. That's awesome. The AC-130 is pretty hard to shoot down, but it's pretty hard to earn too. So I guess that aspect of it is balanced, but I don't know. I feel like if you look at some of the more fun Call of Duty games, the kill streaks are just awesome. Like MW2 2009, you know, you get a chopper gunner, that thing's going ham. But in this game, you get certain kill streaks, they're just destroyed immediately or they don't get any kills. Um, I guess it's better than a system like Cold War, where it's like requisitions from World War II, where you know everybody can get their kill streaks once a game, and you can die 15 times and still get it. Like that was a weird idea that Treyarch implemented. Um, but we'll also talk about another positive here. Let me go back to the positives. I feel like the gunplay and like the mechanics, the movement of this game is really fun. I think the Omni movement, they did it really well. The game just feels fluid and fast-paced, and I think it helps just for the, you know, overall environment of 6v6. Because a lot of times, if you play some of those older Call of Duties, it feels really slow if you don't play 9v9. But in this game, I think the gunplay and like the average game is really fast-paced and fun. So I think they did that aspect right. Uh, Going back over to the negatives, I feel like certain perks are not. I feel like the perk system could be a lot better. What I mean by that is the fact that Flak Jacket and Tac Mask are in the same category. You can't use those together is really frustrating. But also, Flak Jacket is super important in this game because there's so many explosives, there's so much stuff going on, and it's not very good. Like, I'll look at my kill cams, and like Simtexes are doing like 50 damage to me, and in other games like World War II, if you use the armored division, you cannot die to an explosive. Like it's next to impossible. Like you have to get stuck by a Simtex to die. And I feel like that's if I'm gonna go out of my way to use a perk to counter your explosives, it should help me tremendously. But I feel like the effect of an explosive against me is still too strong. Like, I'll get hit by a frag, my screen is shaking, you know, I'm slowed down, and it does 50 damage to me. Like, I'm probably gonna die regardless of the fact that I was using, you know, a perk that's supposed to block that. So I don't like Flak Jacket in this game, but also I don't think that the perks are all that like balanced. I feel like the tiers, I feel like they could have spread out some of the better perks across the tiers. Like tier 1 is really good. It has like Dead Silence and Ghost and Flak Jacket. But then the other, like the third tier is just like there's no good perks in that tier. So I don't necessarily like that. Um, I also think that the like it says on the right there, Enforcer. I don't know what that's called, like the specialties. I think that's a really cool system, but it's kind of lame in its implementation. Like slightly faster health regen, stuff like that. Like if I'm using 3 of the same color perks, like it should be a really cool reward. Like, you know, reduce cost, extreme reduce cost for score streaks, and just more fun shit like that. I feel like this game, it does a lot, but it doesn't go the extra mile, you know? It doesn't add like that fun factor. So, anyway, we're getting close to the end of this gameplay, so yeah, we're at the end of this gameplay. So, I'll show the score line, 76 and 28, so not as good of a KD as I had remembered, but this game's got a bunch of fucking skill-based matchmaking and stuff, so I'm not really playing it too much. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.